Welcome back to another Sugar Crash video. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about how you guys can improve your Fortnite game, how you can get better at the game, and how you can win way more often. Now, before we get into all of that, the video that you're actually watching in the background is a game that I played earlier today. It is a solo squad game, so I'm jumping in 1v4, and I was just trying to get as many kills as possible. Ended up being a 15 kill win and a victory royale, so you can go ahead and watch that video while I tell you a little bit about how you can improve your game. Now, I'm sure you've heard it a million times from a million different people, but the one way to improve your game is to play the game more, and really that's all there is to it. However, there are some certain things that you are going to want to do while you're playing in order to see the maximum amount of results in the shortest possible amount of time. And one thing I want to get out of the way, aiming does not matter. You can have the worst accuracy ever, like 5% accuracy, and you can still win games. I have terrible accuracy, not quite 5%, but usually around like 15, 20, maybe occasionally a 30% game if I'm feeling really good. But most of the time I have terrible aim, so that doesn't matter. Building, however, is far more important. You should definitely make sure that you have keybinds that are placed on your keyboard or on your mouse in a place that you can get to really quickly, and you should just land in the corner of the map and practice building. But again, I'm sure you've heard that tons, so you already know that. Figure out how to build as quickly as possible because that will win you a lot of fights. So I'm not a professional player. I am by no means in the top 10,000 players. I'm not that great at the game, but I do win a lot, and I do have a pretty decent kill death ratio, and I do get some pretty crazy games like the one you're watching right now. And how did I get from winning no games and barely getting any kills to being able to drop a 15 kill game in solo squads? And the answer is actually right there in the question. Play solo squads, guys. Play solo squads. Play solo squads, and not only play solo squads, but land in the most populated areas of the map while playing solo squads. And while you're doing that, also never stop moving around. Don't hide in a base. Don't hide in a bush. Don't hide anywhere. Constantly move around. Look for enemies. Try to spot them before they spot you, because if you get caught off guard hiding in a base and they see you, you're gonna die. If you come up on them, then at least you have the jump on them and you have a chance to win the fight. And getting into as many fights as possible in the shortest period of time is how you're going to improve at the game extremely fast. I personally have a lot of friends that will jump into a game in solos, just regular solos. They'll hide on the outskirts of the map. They'll slowly make their way in, staying on the edge of the circle, avoiding as many gunfights as possible, and then they'll wonder why they're not improving at the game. So there's really three key things that you need to do in order to improve at the game. Number one, play solo squads. I know it doesn't really sound all that fun. You can also just play regular squads or even solos if you prefer it, but I personally think playing solo squads is your best bet if you want to improve as fast as possible. Number two, do not by any means land in a part of the map that not many other people go to. Land in Dusty Divot, land in Tilted Towers, land somewhere where there will be a lot of other people for you to fight, and try to get into as many fights as possible as quickly as possible. Because that way, even if you die, you got the experience of the fight, you'll learn from it, and you can jump into another game and repeat the same process over and over again until you get to the point where you can actually win a majority of your fights. And I promise you guys, if you do this, you will see improvements probably in the first 100 or so games that you play solo squads, maybe even sooner than that. I'm not entirely sure. It really depends person to person. Me personally, I got my first win, I think about 20 to 30 games in, and I've gotten a ton more wins since then. I think I'm sitting around 200. So number one, play solo squads. Number two, get into as many fights as possible while playing solo squads. And number three, which is actually probably the most important thing, is be aware of your surroundings. Your aim, it doesn't matter if you get shot in the back of the head. And also, your building skills don't matter if you get shot in the back of the head. Being aware is the number one thing that I see getting people killed. Well, rather, being unaware is the number one thing that I see getting people killed, and that includes myself. The amount of times that I've got sniped in the head from behind because I wasn't paying attention is way too many times to count. So if you guys just try to be aware when you're playing the game. Just think about it a little bit, and I promise you it will actually make improvements. Every time you win a fight, don't just run around, going around trying to be a loot goblin. Actually pay attention to your surroundings, make sure there's no enemies around, and understand that within 5 seconds, enemies can come from out of your sight lines and shoot you. So always be on your feet. That is the most important thing. This is actually a fairly fast-paced game. The games usually only last about 20 minutes, so make sure that you guys have at least a time frame of about 20 minutes where you can really pay attention to the game. And of course, I can't have a video talking about how to get good at the game without mentioning Ninja. And actually, I feel like the #1 thing that sets Ninja apart is the fact that he is aware of everything going on around him. Yes, he's really good at building. Yes, he is also very good at aiming. But the #1 thing is he knows what's going on around him at all times with every enemy within his range. He's never really in a situation where he gets caught off guard or gets snuck up on. He's always the person coming up on people and taking them out quickly. So the entire point of this video is basically for those people that don't have the best mechanical skill. I just want to let you know that if you don't have great mechanical skill and you feel like you can't really improve your aim or you can't really improve the speed that you build at, focusing on your game sense is something that can actually make huge improvements in the amount of games that you win, and even just for messing around and having fun. If you're more aware of your surroundings, I promise you guys that you can have so much more fun with the game. If you guys did enjoy, please go ahead and leave a like on the video and comment down below with any tips that you have for how people can get better at the game. Now, this is actually one of the first videos that I've ever posted here on the channel, the 4th video to be exact. So if you guys could go ahead and subscribe to the channel, it would be really awesome. The channel is small and I am working on trying to grow the community around it, and I've been putting up videos every single day and will continue to do so. So if you did enjoy this content, there should be some other videos for you to watch and check out. I also have a Fortnite Lounge Discord server, which will be linked, first link in the description, where you can actually join and connect with other people playing the game and looking for people to play with. So if you don't have anyone to play the game with, definitely check there and come hang out. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.